Good afternoon, everybody. Good late afternoon. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday, usually at 7, to show you a fun new project. Today, for the next 2 weeks, I knew I wasn't going to be able to go live at 7. I moved it up till 6. And then I totally spaced that Walter and Hank have vet appointments today. And I actually thought it was at 4:45 until I opened my computer to type in all of our stuff for today's live, and it's at 4:15, not 4:45. So I'm just a hot mess, but I am here and I show up to do a live. So hopefully you guys will bear with me. And if you can't catch the live, you can definitely watch the replay. I will post it up on YouTube as soon as I am done. So welcome, and hopefully you guys have had a good day. I did work this morning. I got home at, I don't know, a little after 11 and created the Facebook Live for this afternoon and worked on some pillow gifts for the upcoming retreat. So if you want to see some of the pillow gifts that was from the last retreat, definitely check out my Tuesdays live because I was showed everybody those pillow gifts. And I am already starting to work on the next one. Literally, as soon as one ends, I start another one. So it is amazing fun in my craft room. Okay, let's point you over and we are going to get crafting. So on Tuesday, I created these cards. I only did one on the Facebook Live, and I did this one because I forgot the ink. So I stamped this one in black, but I had four that I was going to do. So I went ahead and did those just a few minutes ago while I was waiting to go live. And I think these are going to be my kids' Valentine's Day cards. I'm going to stamp on the inside, Happy Valentine's Day. But I wanted to use the same bee set. As you can see, I used two different of the little faces in there. So you can pick and choose which face you want on there. But they are so fun. So I thought I would do another card using this set. But we're not going to do a Valentine's. We are going to do a happy birthday with this set. So here is the Be My Valentine. It is a bundle. It's $38.50. The item number is 162554 if you're interested in getting it. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks on stamping the bee as well. So there is that. The ink that I'm going to be using is Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight, and the Memento. Those are the only three inks, and I did forget, I brought in my Daffodil blends. So that is what you're going to need to create this fun card. Let me show it to you. So it's Happy Birthday Day. So kind of a spin-off on Happy Birthday. And I showed my husband before, after I made it, and I was like, do you get it? He's like, yes, happy birthday. I was like, oh, okay, then it will work. So this is the card we're going to be making. And I am using the bits and pieces I have left over from my designer series paper pack. It is definitely bright and cheery and absolutely gorgeous. So let's bring in all the supplies you're going to be needing. My original card I did in our basic black, and I put a piece of our basic white on the inside. This one I decided to bring in the yellow, so I brought in the Daffodil Delights. So this piece is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So we can definitely fold that, give it a good crease. Our designer series paper, it was really hard to decide which side I wanted to use, but I did go ahead and decide on the little stripes behind. But if you wanted to use this side, I think it would be absolutely gorgeous as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this. We're not wrapping any ribbon around it, so we can definitely attach it ahead of time. And that was 4 by 5.25. I can't remember if I said that. And then I decided to bring in the Countryside corner dies. This is from the annual catalog. And I just cut a piece in the basic black and the basic white. Let me tell you which size I used. I sometimes go from the outer in, but I guess I will go from the outer in. So I used the second largest, and the third largest. Sometimes I work from the inside out, but this one just happened to that I'll go the opposite way. So the second and the third largest in that set. Slide that back in there, and we can go ahead and attach the basic black. We're not going to do any stamping or embossing on the basic black. And you see I use hardly any glue. It does not take much when you're using the Tombow. There we go. Now we can start stamping onto this guy. I actually might bring both of them in so we can do the stamping at the same time because we're going to try to make two cards. So I'm going to start with the little honeycomb and our memento ink. So I'm going to ink this up, and I'm not really going to stamp it any specific way. I am going to move the stamp kind of around so it's not the same pattern going every direction. And I am stamping on the glass mat, so if you get ink on your surface, you can wipe it right off. Let's do one more right here. So there's that. Let's bring this one in. And there is no rhyme or reason. Wherever you think it looks good, you can stamp it. I honestly think if you really figure it out, they would fit together perfectly. So if you want to do that, you definitely can. If not, you can stamp it like I am and just wherever. Then you're going to bring in your little chamois that comes with this and wipe that right off. So you don't even have to worry about it. So there are our two pieces. Now I'm going to bring in two pieces of scrap. It doesn't matter how big the scrap is, just enough to stamp the bees. So we're going to start with the bee body itself, and I'm going to ink it up in a memento again. This is the little trick I'm going to show you. So I'm going to ink one up with his tail going to the right, and then I'm going to ink one up with his tail going to the left, and I might have to do this one this way because I don't know if the punch is going to work on that. I actually just grabbed scraps. I did not even measure. So there we go. So here's the little trick I want to show you guys. Hold on, I want to clean that off. So when you're taking the body of the bee in your Daffodil Delights, once you ink it up and stamp, you do need to clean off the circle body piece. I'm going to stamp it. And I don't know if the video is going to show, but some of those memento lines get on this piece. So you definitely want to rinse it off. I have my little chamois beside me before you ink again. My daughter just FaceTimed me. She probably didn't know I was going live early. So I'm going to do this to all of them. There we go. Last one. Perfect. These bees are so fun. Now I am going to come in with his little eyes. Oops. I don't want yellow eyes. I want black face. So bring in the memento. And I'm going to do one this way, that way, and this one is going to be the same. There we go. So I think that's all the memento we're going to use for right now. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring in my bee punch. So I'm going to come in and line him up, or her. It could be a boy or a girl. Punch him out. Now this one I wanted to go to the opposite direction, so I'm going to slide it in this way. Get that a little bit more even. There we go. Do the same thing for this one. And I stamped his wings on vellum. It works. I will give you another little hint. If you are going to use our ink on vellum, you want to let it sit and dry for a little bit. I did this about 11:30 this afternoon, and it should be dry. Should is the word. So there's those two, and then there's these. And I did forget we need a couple antennas. So I'm glad I didn't put the ink on there. So I'm going to stamp the antennas in the corners, and I'll show you why in a second. So when you slide your paper in, it's going to be right at the edge. Did you know that this little heart punched these out? When I found out, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to make us fussy cut all of these. Nope, they didn't. There we go. Now the last but not least is our wings. And I just had a piece of scratch paper, so that's what I stamped them on. So I'm just going to trim that off so I don't have as much to work with. So I'm going to slide my heart in. Oh, it's stuck on the edge. There we go. So I'm not going to get the entire heart per se, even though it's wings, and it's okay because that is going to get glued underneath the bee, so you're not even going to see it. Some of them might punch out the entire heart or wings, but if it doesn't, don't even worry. Don't stress. And you like how I'm doing an assembly line? This is making 2. Usually I make 1,000,000. So a mini glue dot or your adhesive, you just want to put a little dab at the bottom. Mini glue dots work. That's what I used originally, but I wasn't sure, so I thought I would just do some glue. Where is our last? Oh, there's 3. Where's the 4th antenna? There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive here, just at the bottom. There it is. And then we can put all of these together. So I'm going to put the antennas there. And this antenna is going to go here. And if you've noticed, I haven't colored because I actually colored after I put the bees on. I wasn't entirely sure where I wanted um, the coloring, so I waited till after. There we go. I don't know which is easier, doing one at a time or doing them both at the same time, especially on a live. Okay, so our bees are all together. Now we can flip them over. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. And 3 is probably overkill, but I want to make sure that I am catching those 2 little tiny pieces we just glued on. So I'm making sure the dimensional is covering those. one more. Perfect. Oh, hello, Linda and Janet and Lisa. Hello. I actually literally just turned my head and saw that there were comments. I totally apologize for ignoring. I was concentrating. There we go. Take all of those off, and now we can bring these pieces in. Let's push those aside. Hello, Melinda. Welcome. So my first bee is going to go at the bottom. My second bee is going to go up here at the top, and you see how their tails are going the opposite direction. There's that one, and then there's that one. So now we have kind of our little base. Now we can come in with our blender pen, and not blender pen, our blends, and you can color whichever ones you want. And if you only want to do one or two and then look at it and see what else needs to be done, you can. I did both. I did the light and the dark in the Daffodil Delight. And you can kind of get your blender pen up underneath the bees as well. So if you want to do a little bit under the bee, I'm just coloring a smidgen. I think that might be okay on that one. I'm going to lift his little wing because I want this one colored. And then I'm going to just come down here and color some. And then I'm going to come in with my lighter blend and color a few more. What I thought about doing is there's some hearts in this stamp set I thought would be cute to stamp inside of these little honeycombs also. So you can definitely make this how you want it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Well, let's come in with my light. I have to use this end of this marker because my other end is frayed so bad. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but there's still ink in it, so I don't want to replace it yet. There's that, and I want to come up under here and do a smidgen under there. There's that. Oh, these are so fun. Let's do this one. Hello, Teresa. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Do that one, and let's do one over here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now for the sentiments. So I used the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment that comes with the sets. So I am not afraid to cut up my stamp sets, but this guy is so many little jagged edges in here that I didn't want to take the chance of messing it up. So I'm going to stamp it on a piece of our basic white. And yes, I know you guys are probably going to hate me, but I am just going to come in and fussy cut around the happy. It's so easy to do, and it kind of looks super cute. So fussy cuts. And it's okay if you're going to just trim that off so you have a little bit less to work with. And I'm just going to come around the bottom of the peas, take off that T. Honestly, I probably wouldn't be making 150 of these cards, but I would make quite a few. Okay, that's how easy it is to fussy cut. And I just did the happy. But because Facebook, we already have them all done. So you don't have to sit and watch me cut all of those. So I did happy day. And then in the stamp set, there's a Be Mine. So what I did is I just positioned the happy day where I wanted it. And then I came in with the memento and inked up just the B, just the B. And I'm going to pull the day out and I'm going to stamp just the B. So we have happy birthday. So there's that one. So there is another alternative to use the stamp sets. I'm going to ink up the B. My son-in-law's birthday is actually on Tuesday, and his card has not gotten in the mail, so hopefully they're not watching. But it's okay because they don't get back from Hawaii. They're in Hawaii right now. We hate them, yes. Um, until Wednesday, I think. So if I can get this in the mail today or tomorrow, he'll have it by the time he gets back, and he'll never even know that I was late sending it. So I think my son-in-law might get this. And he is the newest son-in-law. So I'm using the mini dimensionals. And I actually cut some of my mini dimensionals in half again. So I want to put some of those super duper minis on here because it's super tiny. And if you can try to glue it straight down, but I think I would probably wear more of the glue. So there, you can just peel these off. It's so much easier if you have fingernails, but if you don't, you can use your take your pick tool. I see a lot of ladies doing that. I haven't mastered that yet. Then we're going to pick all these up and we're going to start with happy. And then we're going to put day at the bottom. And come over here and do this one. And then the day. There we go. So I wouldn't say this is super duper easy. It is not difficult. There's a few extra steps to it, but I really think it's worth it. Like, that is so spectacular. And I probably should have glued all this one together too while I was gluing the first one. Which one do you like it better on, the basic black, or do you like it on the Daffodil Delights? I will put some basic white on the inside as well. Thank you, Melinda. They are so fun to make. And I'm really sad I have to glue this side down. Oh, this is probably my favorite side. There's that. So just something different and fun that you can do with the bee sets. And you can put some rhinestones on here if you want to. I don't know if my son-in-law would like rhinestones, so he might not get them. If I can get it in the mail before he gets back, I'll be impressed with myself. So there you go. Here are your cards. Let me know which one you like the best. We have the Daffodil Delight in the middle, and we have the basic black on the edges. So thank you so much for joining me, and I apologize. I am a little all over the place. I've got a lot going on, just like I'm sure every one of us does. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you need any help ordering any of the product that I used today, definitely reach out, and I will be here to help you. I will see everybody on Tuesday at 6 for another Facebook Live. Chat with you soon. Bye-bye.